to this very exciting and thrilling live webinar on careers after class 12th, endless possibilities, and a super webinar for students in a view that could give great insights about the upcoming future courses and the plethora of opportunities which is waiting for the students in the bag. Let us now welcome our two great panelists on the dais. Professor Manish Gupta sir. He is Dean Management Invertis University, a well-renowned academician in the field of management, has got great accolades under his belt, recipient of many research papers, and has got his areas of expertise into varied fields of management. Sir, I welcome you on the dais, sir.
Thank you so much.
And I hope by your expertise, our students are going to learn the various new ventures or the various new avenues which they have to foray in.
Sure,
Joined
I'll definitely.
together, definitely, sir. Joined together is Dr. Subho Chattopadhyay, sir. He's HOD Management in Invertis University. Heartfelt welcome, sir, to this wonderful webinar. And
Thank you so
you
much,
will
sir.
also, thank you, sir. And you will also be a very, very pivotal theme on which this webinar would actually revolve in getting students know what all courses we are understanding after this post-pandemic recovery through which the nation is going into. Let us talk about this wonderful university in Vertis, a very, very well-defined university in its own way, recipient of many awards and accolades. The university has always been a center of excellence for many students and in actually promoting the multidisciplinary aspect of education. Taking the webinar forward, I would first like to come to Dr. Subho Chattopadhyay. Sir, a very relevant question which goes in every student's mind is after COVID, the post pandemic recovery. Now, this has been a very, very important feature. The students are always in that thought process, in that psyche of what to choose, what not to choose. Actually, in choosing a particular course. So, sir, I would just like you to brief us on the various student psychological patterns and how they should be choosing a particular career, particularly after class 12th.
Thank you so much, Shivang sir. It gives me immense pleasure to interact with you and to be interacting with the number of students, all the audience out there. And I would really be happy. In fact, we as a team, we as an organization, and as a responsible
Sir,
university, would
battery
be
is
really
low.
very, yeah. We as an organization and as a responsible university would be really extremely happy if we can be of some help to the students who are at a very crucial juncture of their career at this moment. The students who have completed their 12th. It's, I believe, one of the most important phases in the life of an individual. All of us have gone through that phase, and we very well understand that these kids who are just at a phase of transformation, they are getting transformed from kids, school going kids, to professionals in the making. So here there are a number of things, number of psychological issues, number of conflicts which have to be resolved responsibly by the guardians, by the parents, by the teachers, by the universities. And we figure in exactly at this point. As I mentioned earlier, we are a responsible team, a responsible university who are concerned about the future of all these kids out there, and through them, the future of the nation. So, as a little while ago, as Sir rightly pointed out, we have a plethora of opportunities. Really, so we do have a plethora of opportunities. And if, dear students, if you remember in your schools also, you would have often discussed that the change in global order, the change in world order. Even 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we did not exactly understand what this change in global order is. And this pandemic, with it, brought in a lot of difficulties, a lot of threats, but at the same time, it made us understand what actually this word changing global order means. If you look at it, of course, it brought in a lot of difficulties and challenges. But at the same time, when you look at it in a positive way, you realize that many organizations and individuals geared up to face it and to create a better future, create a wonderful future. So we are at this juncture, and I would like to ascertain to the students, I would like to ensure the students that if there is an iota of, अगर थोड़ा सा भी डाउट है आपके मन में, तो प्लीज डोंट वरी, चिंता चिंता की कोई बात नहीं है. द रीजन इज आपका कोई भी फील्ड हो, कोई भी करियर आप चूज करें, आज हम ऐसे एरा में जी रहे हैं, एक ऐसे दौर से हम गुजर रहे हैं जहां पे हर एक फील्ड की इंपॉर्टेंस है. और अगर आप शिद्दत से उसमें लगे रहो, आपके चॉइस ऑफ कोर्स में, चॉइस ऑफ प्रोग्राम में, चॉइस ऑफ डिसिप्लिन में, डिसिप्लिन ऑफ चॉइस में अगर आप लगे रहो, तो आई एम वेरी श्योर दैट यू विल हैव अ वंडरफुल फ्यूचर रियली. So with this, with this submission, I would like to start with the assurance that, dear students, one and all out there, each and every student who is listening today and each and every guardian who is listening today, ये हमारी तरफ से assurance है कि आपका बच्चा, उसका जो इंटरेस्ट है, कोई भी करे, कोई भी डिसिप्लिन में इंटरेस्ट, आप उसे एंकरेज कीजिए. और हर एक फील्ड में आज इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी है. आज से 15 साल पहले, 20 साल पहले ये होता था कि 12th के बाद क्या, 12th के बाद या तो डॉक्टर या इंजीनियर. बट आज ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स नॉट ओनली द डॉक्टर्स एंड इंजीनियर्स हु आर शेपिंग द नेशन. और भी करियर्स बहुत अच्छे से इवॉल्व हो रहे हैं, और वहाँ पे एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है, एक ब्राइट, देयर इज अ ब्राइट रे ऑफ होप देयर फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. अब आते हैं द साइकोलॉजिकल फेज थ्रू विच द स्टूडेंट्स पास थ्रू एट दिस मोमेंट. नाउ दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट for understanding the psychological changes, understanding the psychological uncertainties that goes on in the minds of the student. ये समझना ज़रूरी है स्टूडेंट के लिए भी, और शायद उससे ज़्यादा ये समझना ज़रूरी है पेरेंट्स के लिए और गार्जियंस के लिए और टीचर्स के लिए. तो प्लीज़ जब आप करियर चूज़ करें, अगर आप स्टूडेंट हैं, जब आप करियर चूज़ करें, आप हेल्प लीजिए अपने पेरेंट्स का, अपने गार्जियंस का. कुछ रिस्पॉन्सिबल लोग जो हैं, जो आपको गाइड कर सके, उनकी हेल्प आप लीजिए. और अगर आप पेरेंट हैं तो आई वुड लाइक टू अर्ज कि आप अपना डिसीजन, प्लीज डू नॉट फोर्स योर डिसीजन, प्लीज डू नॉट इन्फोर्स योर डिसीजन ऑन योर चाइल्ड. आप अपना डिसीजन जो है वो अपने बच्चे पे थोपिए नहीं. आप समझिए पहले स्टूडेंट को, अपने बच्चे को समझिए कि उसका इंक्लिनेशन क्या है, उसका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, और जो उसका इंटरेस्ट है उस फील्ड में अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या है. आई लाइक टू शेयर विथ यू a small PPT which brings out the points which are important to be understood at this point of time for the parents as well as for the kids, the students out there. So just a minute, I'm sharing the PPT. Just 1 minute.
Shubho sir, you can talk about it if there is a technical glitch.
I think I should do that.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Right. No, it's there.
All right, please.
Okay. I think it is visible. Is it visible?
It would be coming up, maybe taking a little while. Yes, something is coming up, Shubho sir.
Okay, if it is not visible, I'll just speak without the not an issue. I'll just speak it out. There is some
Yeah.
technical glitch, I think.
All right. All
So,
right.
as I was saying, the world today has endless possibilities, and this is what the webinar today is all about. Uh, at this point of time, there may be three types of questions or three type of confusions which are there in the minds of the students, generally which student is समय कि अब क्या, इसके बाद क्या, कौन सा प्रोग्राम, क्या मतलब कौन सा प्रोग्राम, कौन सा कोर्स मुझे ऑप्ट करना चाहिए. दूसरा क्वेश्चन आता है कि जो भी कोर्स ऑप्ट करूं किस इंस्टीट्यूशन से ऑप्ट करूं, किस यूनिवर्सिटी से ऑप्ट करूं. That is the second type of question that comes in our mind. And the third thing is about the finances, about how much, what amount of fee is there, what is the fee of the course, what amount we will be spending over a period of the program that we will be pursuing our course, and what will be the outcome of that, how much time I will be spending in the campus, and what will be the outcome of that. तो इन तीन चीजों से related usually questions आते हैं, और uncertainties भी इन तीनों से related होती हैं. So let us answer these questions one by one, which actually
Yes, sir.
psychologically trouble, which actually create a lot of confusion in the mind. So when we talk of kaun sa course, which type of course should I go for, the answer is you have your answer. We are just helping you sort out that answer. You have your answer. Why am I saying that you have your answer? Because you know what your likings are and what your interests are. If you do not know, try to understand that. Try to peep inside. आप अपने अंदर देखो, अपनी एबिलिटीज को पहचानो, और उससे भी बड़ी चीज है आप अपने लाइकिंग को पहचानो. आप क्या चीज पसंद करते हो, कौन सा चीज, किस काम में आपको मजा आता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, देयर मे बी सम पीपल who are very happy clicking photographs. They are studying medicine or they are studying engineering, but उन्हें कोई बोल दे कि एक scenic view, एक scenery का photograph लेके कहीं पे publish करना है, they would be more than happy. So there are some students who are very happy drawing. Maybe they'll not be enjoying sitting and studying for 2 hours, but if you ask them to draw a portrait, they'll sit together for a period of 5 hours to 6 hours and they'll draw that portrait. So that is your area of interest. आप समझो कि आपका इंट्रिंसिक इंटरेस्ट किसमें है. इनबॉर्न, हर इंडिविजुअल का एक इंटरेस्ट होता है. हर इंडिविजुअल, एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज स्पेशल. लेट मी पॉइंट आउट, यू टू आर स्पेशल. सो आपका एक इंटरेस्ट होता है, वो उस इंटरेस्ट को पहचानो, और उस इंटरेस्ट से रिलेटेड अगर आपको कोई करियर मिलता है, नथिंग लाइक दैट. द बेस्ट थिंग इज you get a career in which you enjoy. And there is a proverb, there's a saying which I am reminded of at this moment. If you if you do something which you like, you'll never have to work a day in your life. Understand that, such relevant quote. If you do something which you like, अगर आप कोई ऐसा काम करते हो, काम means job as a profession, आप कुछ ऐसा करते हो which you like, you will not have to work a day in your life. Why? Because whatever you do, it will not appear as work. It will appear as your hobby. It will appear as enjoyment. So कहीं ना कहीं पे आपकी हॉबी, अगर आपका वर्क जो आप चूज करते हो वो आपकी हॉबी से मैच कर जाता है, तो दैट इज द बेस्ट करियर फॉर यू. So try to find out that. And there may be a number. Today it is very easy. 20 years ago it was not that easy. 15 years ago also, when your parents were there choosing a career for themselves, it was not that easy because career avenues limited थे. आज career avenues बहुत सारे हैं. अभी मैं फोटोग्राफी की बात कर रहा था. आप अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो देयर आर ऑप्शंस, देयर आर करियर्स इन फोटोग्राफी. देयर इज करियर इन जर्नलिज्म, देयर इज करियर इन द मीडिया, देयर इज करियर इन मास कम्युनिकेशन. अगर आपको बोलना अच्छा लगता है, यू लाइक टू एड्रेस पीपल, देयर आर करियर्स रिलेटेड टू कम्युनिकेशन, देयर आर करियर रिलेटेड टू पब्लिक रिलेशंस. अगर आपको, इफ यू फाइंड कि आप लोगों को लीड कर लेते हो अच्छे तरह से, then there are careers in management. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप बहुत चीजों को बहुत अच्छे से ऑर्गेनाइज कर लेते हो, then there are career related to management, career related to business, in which organizing, leadership, all these are very important qualities. If you find that you like serving people, then there are career related to social work, and there are courses and programs related to that. इफ यू फाइंड दैट आपका इंटरेस्ट है लोगों को हील करने में, आपको मजा आता है कि अगर आप किसी को कहीं पे कोई दर्द हो रहा है, चोट हो रही है, तो आपको मेडिसिन, जो भी आपके एक्सपीरियंस है उससे आपको कुछ मेडिसिन पता है और आपको पता है कि किस समय पे कौन से मेडिसिन देने हैं, then maybe there is a career related to medicine for you. अगर आपको you find interest in finding out new things, doing innovative things, there is career related to research, there is career related to exploration. So many careers are there, and आपके लिए for you the first step is आप अपने interest को पहचानो. The second step, I'm coming to the second step. दूसरी चीज जो करियर चूज करने में हेल्प करती है, प्रोग्राम चूज करने में हेल्प करती है. करियर तो हम प्रोग्राम के थ्रू ही जाएंगे ना, हम कोई प्रोग्राम चूज करेंगे, पहले हम ग्रेजुएशन करेंगे किसी प्रोग्राम में, फिर उसके थ्रू हम एक पर्टिकुलर करियर की तरफ मूव करेंगे. तो दूसरी चीज जो आपको हेल्प करेगी आपके करियर को चूज करने में और आपके प्रोग्राम को चूज करने में, वो ये है कि आप अपनी एबिलिटीज को पहचानो. ये तो डिफरेंट चीजें हैं, एक इंटरेस्ट है, दूसरा है एबिलिटी. कई बार अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट होता है, ज्यादातर टाइम अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट होता है तो एबिलिटी उसमें अपने आप डेवलप हो जाती है. लेकिन बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि आपको इंटरेस्ट किसी चीज में है लेकिन एबिलिटी के लिए आपको एक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपको रिसर्च में इंटरेस्ट है, यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट न्यू थिंग्स, और यू वांट टू एक्सप्लोर द वेरियस डायमेंशंस ऑफ ह्यूमन बॉडी, लेट अस से what goes inside the cells of the human body, the tissues of the human body. अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो केवल इंटरेस्ट से काम नहीं चलेगा, आपको उसमें एप्टीट्यूड डेवलप करना पड़ेगा. और ये एप्टीट्यूड आप कैसे डेवलप करते हो? स्किल्स, एप्टीट्यूड, व्हाटएवर यू कॉल इट, ये आप कैसे डेवलप करते हो? ये आप डेवलप करते हो विद द हेल्प ऑफ some प्रोफेशनल हेल्प. Herein comes the right kind of institute, the choice of the right kind of institute. You need to be at a place जहां पे आपको इस चीज में हेल्प मिल सके, आपके स्किल को स्ट्रेंथन करने में, आपके एप्टीट्यूड को स्ट्रेंथन करने में आपको हेल्प मिल सके, आपके प्रोग्राम के थ्रू, आपके फैकल्टी मेंबर्स के थ्रू, आपके डिपार्टमेंट के थ्रू. तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्किल्स आर रिक्वायर्ड. आपका जिस एरिया में इंटरेस्ट है उस एरिया में वेदर यू हैव द स्किल्स और नॉट. इफ यू डू नॉट हैव द स्किल्स, यू डेवलप द स्किल्स. और डेवलपिंग द स्किल्स, दोनों एफर्ट्स, बोथ टाइप ऑफ एफर्ट्स आर रिक्वायर्ड. एफर्ट्स एट योर ओन एंड एंड द एफर्ट्स फ्रॉम द फैसिलिटेटर्स. बाय फैसिलिटेटर्स आई मीन जो आपको बढ़ने में मदद कर रहे हैं, आगे बढ़ने में जो आपके साथ हैं, आपको आपकी मदद कर रहे हैं. सो this is the second thing which helps you in choosing a program. The third thing which you should be concerned about is मेरा किसी एक चीज में इंटरेस्ट है, उस चीज में मेरी एबिलिटीज भी हैं. नाउ इन दोनों के थ्रू अगर मैं उस फील्ड में एंटर करता हूं, क्या उस फील्ड में फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स हैं? Now this is, I'm relating two things. One is my interest and hobbies. If I take up my interest and hobby as my occupation, will that occupation help me in growing in the economy? Will it help me in growing in my life? Will it provide me livelihood? Because occupation, an important thing of occupation is whether it is providing you proper livelihood or not. So आपको ये देखना है कि जिस एरिया में आपका इंटरेस्ट है, आपके एबिलिटीज हैं, उस एरिया में अगर आप आगे बढ़ते हो, उस पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री में या उस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में आगे का प्रोस्पेक्ट क्या है. You do not choose your career simply on the basis of your ability and your interest. You choose your career taking in account this third factor also. For example, let me give you an example. Today, if somebody is graduating, if somebody is coming out of a 2-year program, and the 2-year program of that person, let us say it started last year, and last year the person chose tourism as a specialization. Now when he graduates, maybe few months from now, that person is going to face some difficulty. Of course, it's a short-term difficulty, I agree. But at the initial phases of the career, he's going to face some difficulty. Why? Because if you look at the environment around you, tourism industry is the industry which has been badly struck by COVID. The industry which has been affected the most is the tourism industry. I'm not discouraging you from getting into that industry. What I'm saying is, when you're choosing your career, you try to analyze the environment, scan the environment and the prospects in that. So for that person, along with tourism as a specialization, he should go for something in addition, which he can back up upon, on which he can back upon. So when you're choosing your career, look into that कि आपके future prospects क्या हैं, and taking that into account, you take a decision that which program you will be choosing. Then once you have decided the program, comes the question of college, which institution. At this phase of time, it is very important. Look, we are coming out of a very difficult phase. The second wave was over a couple of months ago. And now we are bracing up for the third wave in many parts of the world. So at this point of time, there has been some disruption. Those institutions which are actually committed to the cause of the student, they are the institutions who have found out a way to deliver value to the student,
Exactly.
irrespective of the fact that COVID is there or not there. तो ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं कुछ जिन्होंने कोविड के चैलेंजेस को ओवरकम किया है, एंड दे हैव फाउंड आउट द वेज कि इन डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स में भी स्टूडेंट सफर नहीं करना चाहिए. On the other hand, you look around you, you will find कि आपको दूसरे तरह के इंस्टीट्यूशंस भी मिल जाएंगे which are taking the excuse of COVID. For them, it's an excuse, but for the student, it's creating a big problem. For the students, it is hampering the growth in the career. एक बच्चा अगर 2 साल के करियर 2 साल के प्रोग्राम में जाता है और इन 2 साल में कोविड अगर रहा है, कोर्स प्रॉपरली नहीं चला है इन 2 साल में, स्टूडेंट पास तो हो गया लेकिन स्टूडेंट सीख नहीं पाया. इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए तो ये एक्सक्यूज था कि कोविड था, हम प्रॉपरली क्लासेस कंडक्ट नहीं कर पाए, लेकिन स्टूडेंट का तो ये 2 साल खराब हो गया. These 2 very precious years in his life. Now, when we talk about ourselves, this is one point which we are very, very committed on, which we are very, very concerned about. And so, if you come to us, if you visit us, if you interact with any of the faculty members here, you'll find that over these 2 years, we have added value. हम regular times में जो करते हैं उससे ज़्यादा हमने इन दोनों years में किया है, so that we do not take it as an excuse, and so that the student doesn't suffer because of something which is beyond his control.
Exactly, Subho sir. Exactly, Subho sir. I was just about to say this point, and you fortunately covered that. That at Invertis University, we already had a different plan for students for these 2 years, which was struck badly by COVID.
Right. We have taken a number of initiatives. We have taken a number of different initiatives, and these are very innovative initiatives.
Not been able to put up with the pace, but a university like Invertis has been in pace and has shown tremendous potential, whether COVID was there or whether COVID was not there. So,
Exactly.
in line with this, I have a question for Manish sir. So, what are the initiatives which the university has taken for students in terms of getting connected and delivering that output-based education learning? क्योंकि सर क्या है कि जो सिनेरियो इस समय चल रहा है, now every institution is being demanded कि हमें इस तरीके की education मिलेगी, whether it is a blended mode, whether it's an online mode or an offline mode, the student is only concerned in one thing: the education has to be the paramount. So, what do you have to say about that, Manish sir?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Shivang, for putting me on board for this discussion. If I talk about Invertis University and the measures that we are taking over here, particularly with reference to the question that you have just put up, I must mention here that there are 3 different types of institutions in this world. The first category belongs to those who really wonders that something has happened. The second category is those who see things happen. And I'm so proud to tell you, Invertis University belong to the category of institutions who make things happen.
Wonderful.
So if I talk about these challenging times in terms of the COVIDs and the different waves, which are already described by my colleague Professor Subho, we took it as an opportunity, And I am so happy to tell you, not only our students and all our faculty members are taking this challenge as an opportunity. This is the time we are, updating ourselves. And as far as the efforts of our universities are concerned for the, betterment of our students, apart from offering the education which is in the online mode, we are actually using the flipped mode. And we are giving a lot of exposures in terms of interactions with the the corporate people or the experts in their respective fields. Say for example, if somebody who is pursuing a law course, so there are a lot of judicial people, the judges, they are constantly interacting with these students, and they are actually encouraging them to prepare them for life. In the other
Right.
areas also, there are constant interactions, with the different kinds of student, those who are pursuing those different kinds of courses. And at Invertis, we are offering the education which is actually value based, and we make sure that we prepare students for life. Yes, Shubham.
So that is wonderfully said, sir. You are preparing students for life, and the key point of the discussion was the interaction with the industry people, right, sir?
Absolutely,
So, sir, one more
absolutely.
question for you, Manish, sir. Like when we
Yeah.
talk of the industry connect or the people whom we are interacting with the industry, what is the advice you will put up to the students in this particular period, which is a hard period? They are spending most of their times at home. तो
Yeah.
बच्चे को सर किस तरह की स्किल सेट्स, बेसिक स्किल सेट्स डेवलप करनी चाहिए सो दैट आफ्टर क्लास 12th द रोड बिकम्स प्रीटी मच इजियर?
Yeah, very good question that you have asked,
थैंक यू
Shivangji.
सर, थैंक यू सर.
In fact, we had adopted a system of choice-based credit system, CBCS
जी सर.
system, as far as our
सीबीसी.
teaching scheme of instructions and teaching learning process is concerned, where primarily the focus is on program objectives as well as course objectives. I'm using
जी
here
सर.
two terms. So
जी सर.
program is like something like MBA or BBA. That is a program. In that program, there are different subjects. So not only we are concerned about the objectives of the program in terms of BBA or MBA or whatever courses that we are offering, we are also very interested to clearly define the objectives of the different subjects also. So in that fashion, we are actually doing things, right? And I personally feel there is a lot of importance of systems approach in life. And as
Right.
far as systems approach is concerned, which clearly defines there is input, then there is process, and that actually decides the output.
Output.
So, as an input, all my dear students would be joining this prestigious university, but we make sure the kind of process that we need to, adopt over here, because ultimately, the ultimate important thing is what process that we are taking up here, because that process is going to decide the output. And if I talk about this, process part, we have collaborated with a lot of knowledge partners, and these knowledge partners are the prestigious industries. I'm naming some of the industries here, like Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and the other important industries. And we keep inviting these people to our board of studies, and they are giving their important inputs in framing our the curriculum, and they are also giving a lot of valuable inputs. What about our teaching methodologies and pedagogies? So this way, we are making sure that our the curriculum is also very relevant to the changing needs of the industry. So what we are offering to our students, it is not stale. It is very relevant and fresh thing, and we are making sure that our students are also remain relevant to the changing industry needs. Because you see, the COVID time, the scenario is changing accordingly. Industries are acclimatizing. So this way, we
Right.
are also making a lot of adaptations in our curriculum, teaching learning process, and the other thing, so that our students and everything remains relevant to the changing needs of the industry.
बहुत सही बात कही है मनीष सर. Because as the demands of the industry change, it
Yeah.
is directly proportional to what changes in curriculum you are
Yeah.
putting up in the university. I'll just
Absolutely.
come to Shubho sir with the same question. Sir, as sir has said, changes in curriculum are very important. So, as a parent, गार्जियन या किसी को भी ये रिक्वायरमेंट जरूर होगी कि हमारा बच्चा एक अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूशन में जाकर व्हाट ऑल डज ही स्टडी अपार्ट फ्रॉम एकेडमिक्स. What I mean to say is, how is his personality going to be groomed in terms of academic industry interface? So, sir, I would just like you to highlight more on this कि बच्चा इन्वर्टिस यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या एक्स्ट्रा एक्टिविटीज कर रहा है, and like what are the other activities he's focusing into apart from academics, like personality grooming or something like that.
Shivang sir, I would like to intervene here. I'm sorry, I'm intervening here.
Ji sir,
I would like to answer. Rather, I would like to answer this question.
Please.
Fantastic.
You see,
Fantastic.
basically, as I am already telling you that the process part is very, very important.
Ji sir.
And Invertis University is known for the overall development of the students, which is actually the holistic development. And for this thing to take a shape, we have 7 different hobby clubs, and these hobby clubs are making sure that students are getting a lot of challenging platforms to showcase their mettle.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, we have hobby clubs which is serving the needs of the cultural activities. If somebody is good in the technical skills, we have iTech clubs. Then somebody who is good in the management part, the organization part, and the administration part, we have the M Factor club, which cater to the the management related issues. We have social issues clubs. So there are 7 different clubs, and that way we are encouraging students to join these the clubs of their choice, and this is how we are ensuring the holistic development. This is one aspect. The other aspect is, which you actually find in this part of the region only, and particularly in Invertis University. You would agree that you see एजुकेशन तो आज की डेट में सब जगह प्रोवाइड हो रही है, लेकिन एजुकेशन के साथ मुझे लगता है थोड़ा सा मूल्यों जो मॉरलिटीज होती हैं, जो वैल्यूज होती हैं, कहीं ना कहीं उनका शरण हो रहा है, वो शायद नीचे की तरफ जा रही है. इन्वर्टिस यूनिवर्सिटी में हम एक चीज़ का बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान रखते हैं कि ठीक है, शिक्षा तो आपको मिले, लेकिन कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि शिक्षा के साथ आपकी जो वैल्यूज़ हैं वो कहीं नीचे गिरे. उसके साथ हम कभी कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं करते. और मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि हमारे जो यूनिवर्सिटी का एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है डिसिप्लिन, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि अगर हम डिसिप्लिन्ड होते हैं लाइफ में तो हमारे लिए कोई भी चीज़ कभी कोई मुश्किल नहीं रहती है. सो डिसिप्लिन हम एक इनकलकेट करते हैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर डे 1 से. तो वो जो पंक्चुअलिटी है, वो सारी चीज़ों को उनकी मेरिट के अकॉर्डिंग जो ट्रीटमेंट है वो उस चीज़ को वहाँ सिखाते हैं. एंड नॉट ओनली दैट, वी हैव लॉट ऑफ सेशंस which are actually on moralities. अभी हमने कुछ दिनों में बहुत सारे आर्मी ऑफिसर्स के कुछ सेशन किए थे. मैं एक यादव जी हैं, योगेंद्र यादव जी, जो शायद अकेले ऐसे शख्स हैं जिनको परमवीर चक्र हैं दिया गया है और वो जीवित हैं. तो इस तरह के लोगों के हम सेशंस जब अपने स्टूडेंट्स को कराते हैं तो उनके अंदर हम मोरालिटीज़ जो हैं वो इनकलकेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. सो खाली वो एजुकेशन नहीं है. इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट द प्लेन एंड सिंपल थिंग्स जो हम उस कोर्स के माध्यम से दे रहे हैं. हम पूरी तरह से उस स्टूडेंट को डेवलप करने की कोशिश करते हैं. हम ये भी सिखाते हैं कि आप शिक्षा तो पाइए, लेकिन शिक्षा के साथ अपने पेरेंट्स का जो सम्मान है, जो आदर है, जो अपने टीचर्स का सम्मान और आदर है, उसमें कभी किसी तरह का कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना आए. और मैंने कई ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स हमको देखने को मिले हैं. आप बिलीव करिएगा कि हमारे पास कई बार ऐसे पेरेंट्स आते हैं और वो जब आते हैं तो बड़े मैं कहूँगा दे गेट वेरी इमोशनल लास्ट मोमेंट पर आकर के, जब उनका बच्चा वो पास आउट कर रहा होता है, एंड दे सिंपली से कि यू हैव ट्रांसफॉर्म द लाइफ ऑफ आवर वार्ड इन रियल टर्म्स. खाली उसने ये शिक्षा प्राप्त नहीं की है, लेकिन उसने जीवन के मूल्यों की शिक्षा प्राप्त की है. तो मुझे ये बहुत गर्व होता है ये कहते हुए कि इन्वर्टिस यूनिवर्सिटी इस सारी चीज़ों के थ्रू हम शिक्षा को एक नए आयाम की तरफ लेके जा रहे हैं.
Rightly said, sir, and I think this is the right.
सर एक चीज ऐड करना चाहूंगा, जो जैसे मनीष सर ने जो
जी
कहा
जी
तो
सर,
मतलब बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया मनीष सर ने, होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन उसी पे फोकस
जी
है।
जी
जैसे
सर,
आप पूछ रहे थे कि हम किस चीज़ पे फोकस रहता है, तो जब हम स्टूडेंट के करियर को हम फॉर्म करते हैं, वी अंडरस्टैंड कि इट्स नॉट ओनली उसका जो एकेडमिकली पढ़ रहा है, केवल उससे उसका करियर फॉर्म नहीं होता या उसकी पर्सनैलिटी फॉर्म नहीं होती। जैसे मनीष सर कह रहे थे कि इट्स अबाउट होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट। तो जो क्लब्स की बात की, जो एक्टिविटीज की बात की, अगर आप उसे ध्यान से सुने, you will find that there are three categories of faculties in faculty of an individual on which we are focusing. One is the cognitive, that is the thought process, in modifying, reforming, and creating a thought process which will be beneficial for
जी
him and the society. Second is the affective, that is related to emotions, related to values. And the third is the cognitive, that is the behavior part. So through all these activities which Manish sir was talking about, these are the three dimensions which we work upon in a very systematic manner. ये दोनों चीजें मनीष सर ने कही. I just wanted to add to that. So these are the three different aspects on which we are working on: the cognitive part of the student, the affective part of the student, and the cognitive part of the student.
wonderfully explained sir. I would just have a question for Subho sir. Sir, as जैसे मनीष सर ने बताया, we are having lot of club activities and extracurricular activities of students for particularly their personality grooming and all. सर, internships और certifications का क्या role है students के लिए? For an example, in a time like lockdown when students are stuck at home, where they are taking classes online, do you advise students that after class 12th they should go for some certifications, they should go for some internships in order to strengthen whatever they have learned at the school level or the basic courses?
Yes,
Shubho sir.
absolutely. They should go for. Sir, they should go for. I'll answer a part of your question, and a part of it I'll request Manish sir to explain, because Manish sir has worked a lot on that. That is the
जी sir.
certification part. As far as internship is concerned, it is very, very important because it gives you hands-on experience.
जी sir.
Internship gives you the right kind of exposure. Bookish knowledge is not the only knowledge. I was talking to Manish sir a few days ago. I talked about a particular personality. He is a very well-known surgeon who is part of the first successful heart surgery. But he was not qualified surgeon. He never did his MBBS. He was a gardener, but he was a surgeon. Now, when he was asked after all his successes that you never went to any university, he said, "My eyes and my ears are my university." So, what exactly
Great.
is meant by that? Ki what you till the time you keep on reading from the book, you actually do not learn. You learn only when you practice what you have read. And this internship gives you an opportunity to practice. So we encourage that even during these times, there should be internship, and we are making a lot of efforts for these internship. Again, I would refer to Manish sir. A little while ago, he was mentioning that industries are transforming. Industries are modifying their processes. They are changing their processes. They are adopting. So in this adaptation, one important part is even the industries and the companies have moved many things from offline process to the online process. And herein, we have an opportunity created by the different companies, by different organizations, to train the students online. तो इस पीरियड में over the last 1 year we have sent many of our students, जब थोड़ा सा relaxation था, जब थोड़ा सा things were a bit normal, the students had gone in person to these companies. But when the things were very bad as far as COVID is concerned, when there was infection, widespread infection, at that time also our students were working. How they were working? They were working on an online mode in association with the companies. Companies तो नहीं रुकी ना, companies तो अपना काम कर ही रही थी. तो उसी प्रोसेस में हमारे स्टूडेंट्स भी उनके साथ एसोसिएटेड होके काम कर रहे थे. They were learning from the managers with regular and very rigorous online interactions. Regular interactions हो रहे थे, rigorous interactions हो रहे थे. Virtual training was going on. So this part we never compromised, but we, on the contrary, we improved it further. This was an opportunity for us to even allow our students to send to those companies which are not located close by, which are located to far off places. Perhaps during normal times it would not have been possible for them to go and do their internship there. But the online process brought in through COVID, COVID-induced online process, that gave this opportunity to the students. So this is as far as the internship, necessity of internship is concerned, and our role in helping the students in internship is concerned. And yes, that's your second part of the question, certification. Very, very important part. I'd request Manish sir to throw a little light on that.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you.
so Manish sir, just throw some light on the certifications part also. And
Absolutely.
sir, just tell us also that एक बच्चा जो घर पे है, he is
जी.
stuck up in the lockdown. What basic skill sets he should inculcate, or how should he make use of the time, the best use of time? I think जो भी students इस webinar को attend कर रहे हैं, the piece of advice from Manish sir and Subho sir is going to be very, very vital, because students, when you are at home, you should be utilizing this time to the maximum amount possible. Over to you, Manish sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Shivangji. I must refer here the latest report published by Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. And in that report, they have mentioned, in India, if we talk about, around 75 to 80% of the graduates which are graduating from the various universities, in India particularly, they are not employable.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. And
Yes, sir.
I tell you, the reason is the skill gap.
Right, sir. Absolutely.
Now, why this skill gap is there? Because the connection, or I would say there is a huge communication gap between the universities and the corporates.
Right.
Right. Because this is where we are, heavily inclined, heavily focused towards that process part. We have, always that communication with those respective industries, wherein we are closely working in association with those industries, and we make sure whatever we are offering to our students, which is quite relevant, which is actually required by the industry or the corporates. Now, coming to the certifications part, or the usage of this particular time, जो कि एक ऐसा समय प्रतीत हो रहा है जहाँ पर बच्चा थोड़ा क्रॉस रोड पे है, एक दुविधा में है कि मैं क्या करूं, तो मैं यहाँ पर ये कहना चाहूँगा कि सबसे पहले तो, जैसे शुभो सर ने भी कहा, कि अपना जो इंटरेस्ट है उसको आइडेंटिफाई करने की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. अगर वो इंटरेस्ट बहुत अच्छे से आप उसको आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं, इनफैक्ट मैनेजमेंट के टर्मिनोलॉजी में एक एनालिसिस हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं, विच इज़ स्वॉट एनालिसिस. इनफैक्ट शुभो सर वहाँ जब बात कर रहे थे इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, एबिलिटी एंड प्रोस्पेक्ट्स, विच इज़ एक्चुअली रिलेटेड टू दिस स्वॉट पार्ट. तो हमें यहाँ पर दो जगह से हमको ये बात करना है. एक तो हमको देखना है कि हमारे स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेसेस क्या हैं, जो कि हमारे अंदर होंगे. मैं पहचान पाऊंगा कि ये मैं बोलने में अच्छा हूँ या बोलने में अच्छा नहीं हूँ. मैं ये पहचान पाऊंगा कि एम आई ए नंबर क्रंचर, मेरी जो एनालिटिकल एबिलिटीज़ हैं वो कैसी हैं. मुझे जब दूसरों से बात करता हूँ तो मैं कैसे अच्छे से बात कर सकता हूँ या नहीं कर सकता हूँ, या मुझे फ़ोटो क्लिक करता हूँ या डिज़ाइन करता हूँ, वो सारी चीज़ें मैं बहुत अच्छे से पहचान सकता हूँ अकॉर्डिंगली. जो सेकंड पार्ट है, विच इज़ एक्सटर्नल टू मी, विच इज़ रिलेटेड टू अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड थ्रेट्स, जहाँ पर हमारे शुभो सर बात कर रहे थे इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स, जिससे ये क्लियर हो रहा था कि जिस पाथवे को मैं पिक कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पर, वाकई उसमें जाने में समझदारी है या नहीं है. क्योंकि ये जो डिसीजन मैं यहाँ पर लूँगा वो डाउन द लाइन 1 ईयर और 2 ईयर नहीं होगा, वो डिसीजन मेरा पूरी लाइफ को चेंज करने वाला होगा. राइट. तो ठीक है, मुझे कुछ चीज़ों में इंटरेस्ट है, लेकिन उसके प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स वहाँ पर उतने ज़्यादा एनकरेजिंग हैं या नहीं है. तो ये छोटी सी एनालिसिस, इनफैक्ट हमारे यहाँ ये एक स्पेशलिटी है कि वेन एवर स्टूडेंट्स आर ज्वाइनिंग इन्वर्टिस यूनिवर्सिटी, हम कुछ साइकोमेट्रिक टेस्ट यूज़ करते हैं और ये स्वॉट एनालिसिस का प्रोसेस यूज़ करते हैं यहाँ पर, और उस प्रोसेस के थ्रू भी हम वहाँ पर उनको गाइड करने की कोशिश करते हैं. पर्टिकुलरली इन MBA प्रोग्राम में ज़रूर फोकस करना चाहूँगा कि वहाँ पर बहुत सारे स्पेशलाइजेशंस हम लोग ऑफ़र करते हैं. तो मार्केटिंग में जाना है कि HR में जाना है कि फाइनेंस में जाना है, तो ये हमारी एक प्रक्रिया है, एक प्रोसेस है जिसके थ्रू हम उसको गाइड करते हैं. जहाँ तक इस समय का सवाल है इसको अच्छे से यूज़ करने का, मैं ये ज़रूर कहना चाहूँगा, हमें जो करंट अफेयर्स है वो बहुत अच्छे से देखने की ज़रूरत है। और आज की डेट में हमारे पास बहुत सारे, जैसे अगर मैं NPTEL की बात करूं या स्वयं जैसे मॉडल्स की बात करूं जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से हैं, तो अपने उन एरियाज़ में ऐसे कुछ चीज़ें हैं जिसमें वो वैल्यू एडिशन कर सकते हैं। क्योंकि मैं बात स्किल गैप की कर रहा था, तो वो स्किल को हमको लगातार बनाने की ज़रूरत है। तो फिलहाल थोड़ा ही समय है, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि आई थिंक आई एम प्रीटी श्योर वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट क्लासेस फ्रॉम अगस्त एज फार एज इन्वर्टिस यूनिवर्सिटी इज़ कंसर्न। एंड वहाँ पर बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमारी ऑलरेडी लाइंड अप हैं, रेंजिंग फ्रॉम, सबसे पहला जो स्टेप हम लोग करते हैं वो है प्रोफाइलिंग का। उस प्रोफाइलिंग में हम लोग ये देखने की कोशिश करते हैं कि हर बच्चा अपने आप में एक अलग होता है, उसकी हर एक की अपनी एक अलग खूबी होती है। तो उस खूबी को हम वहाँ पर जज करते हैं और उसके अकॉर्डिंग वहाँ पर अपना प्रोसेस डिसाइड करते हैं। ये डिसाइड करके कि ओके विच पर्टिकुलर, हम डिफरेंट, हमने वहाँ पर वो ग्रेड्स बना रखे हैं, अलग अलग नाम उनके हमने दिए हुए हैं, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग वहाँ पर उस तरह की चीज़ों को हम वहाँ देने की कोशिश करते हैं। और उसी के साथ ही साथ हमारा जो टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस है उसमें कुछ और चीज़ें इनकलकेटेड हैं, जिसमें हम प्रोग्राम स्पेसिफिक वहाँ पर उनको एनकरेज करते हैं। जैसे मैं आपको बताऊं कि जैसे हमारा बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज है, उसके साथ हमारे कोलैबोरेशंस हैं, तो वहाँ पर सुपर स्पेशलाइज्ड नॉलेज अबाउट द स्टॉक मार्केट, तो इसी से मैंने जस्ट एक एग्जाम्पल के रूप में यूज़ किया, तो वो सारी चीज़ें सर्टिफिकेशंस के रूप में वहाँ पर सामने आती हैं।
सो लवली टू हेयर फ्रॉम यू सर। और सबसे अच्छी चीज जो डिस्कशन में आई, मनीष सर ने जो बताया, शुभो सर ने बताया, लाइक दिस इज एडवाइस टू ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स कि कितनी अच्छी तरीके से दिस यूनिवर्सिटी इज डूइंग स्टूडेंट मैपिंग। You know,
या
each student is being mapped to the choice of career he or she wants to opt for. So you know, this gives an academician a fair chance कि वो एक आपका career chart draw कर ले. So you can be, you know, guided on the road which career suits you best. And sir ने जैसे बताया, a very happy news that you know classes are commencing from August in Invertis. And usually as we see, Invertis के लिए हमेशा students have been the priority. So this is an excellent initiative by both of you, sir. Coming to Shubho sir once again. सर एक बार जो भी हम करियर ऑप्शन स्टूडेंट को प्रोवाइड करा रहे हैं एट इन्वर्टिस यूनिवर्सिटी, जस्ट अ क्विक वर्ड फ्रॉम यू, व्हाट आर द कोर्सेज वी आर ऑफरिंग इन द यूनिवर्सिटी, स्पेशली फॉर अ स्टूडेंट who is doing class 12th. After class 12th, what are the options available to a particular student? What is the USP of these courses and why Invertis?
Okay. So we have, as I was mentioning, that today we have people with different inclinations. We have students with different inclinations, and students are also very well aware that they can make use of their inclination. They can use their inclination, their interest, and use it to shape their career. So we try to provide an opportunity to students with all with different bents of interest, with different bents of mind, with different interests, and therefore we find you find that there is a plethora of opportunity, a number of courses, a bouquet of courses are there, which the student out of which the students can opt. If a student is graduate in has done his 12th in humanities or arts or commerce, then for him there are options in management where he can choose a program in commerce, or he may specifically choose a program in business administration. Now, a person who is out of those students, the students who are very inclined towards playing with numbers, number crunching bent of mind, if it is there, then for them we have, and those who understand the market very well, for them we have, or those who have interest in the market, we have courses in BCom in financial markets. So these type of specialized courses we have. We have tie-ups, as Manish sir mentioned. We have tie-ups with organizations of national importance like BSCs and NSCs. So with the help of which we have crafted these courses, and we get the best professionals from these organizations and industries who come and interact with the student, who deliver the program to them, along with our own very trained and very experienced faculty members. Then we have courses, those who have interest in law or on legal issues. We have courses in law. Different kind of courses are there in law. We also have integrated courses in law, where For example, I'll mention about a course, a BBA LLB. Now, look, a person in that, even in his while he is in his graduation, he is actually specializing. This is something which is unique. You talked about the USP. This is something unique which you do not find in most of the organizations. Why? Because the moment he entered into the graduation course, he has entered into a specialization. He's not only doing a simple law, he is actually studying business along with law, so that the moment he enters into the industry, from day one he can handle the legal issues of the corporate world, of the industry or the company in which he has entered. So these type of integrated courses we have. We have courses if a person has come up with a person is from science background. Now, in that case, we have courses, very well designed courses in subjects related to mechanical engineering, in computers, in civil engineering. Besides that, we have courses in biotechnology. We have BSc programs and BTech programs in biotechnology. Now, this is one area which is becoming very, very important and relevant today. You look around the world, you look around yourself, you will find, to fight the new kind of diseases which are coming up, we require more number of biotechnologists, more number of researchers. So we are creating researchers. We are creating biotechnologists who will be able to handle the problem of the food problem, the food issues of developing countries like India, who will be able to handle the problems related to vaccination, developing of vaccines, developing of new medicines. So biotechnology as an era is as an industry, it's a sunrise industry. So we are producing very good biotechnologists from our institution. In addition to that, we have courses in forensic sciences. Now, look, this is a very specialized course, because with the growing population and with growing urbanization, crime also increases, and there we need not only policemen, but we
Right, sir.
need people who would be able to investigate with the help of these type of abilities. So we have these kind of specialized courses with us, and in addition to that, for those people who want to move into the civil services and all, we have the regular programs which help them crack the civil services. Like if a person is from science background, we have all the options with him in BSc. If a person is from arts background, we have all the options for him in BA. Along with that, the focus on these courses is not only to train them on the core subjects, but to train them for their future, wherein we have inculcated a number of value-added courses. So cross-disciplinary courses are there in these programs, where we have included courses in environment, where we have included courses in human values, where we have included courses in communication. The purpose is to provide him a platform, provide the student a platform from which he can just take off into the career of his choice.
So wonderful to hear from you. And what a combination of courses Invertis University is offering to students, and particularly to students after class 12th. So already we are having a lot of response coming up from people that this has been a truly inspirational and an innovative session by both the panelists, in terms of letting students know what career options are available, especially after class 12th. And as the new education policy has suggested, amendments in curriculum are vital, and they have to be embedded with the industry interface, because the new education policy, which has been framed after COVID, reflects the true sense of an academician and reflects the true sense of outcome based learning. So, quickly to you, Manish sir, just a quick recap of this session and why Invertis, what career options after class 12th. Quick recap, sir.
All right, Shivangji. There are, in fact, n number of reasons why Invertis. Most of the reasons already we have covered. But as I mentioned earlier, Invertis is a university which is offering a value-based education, and there are a lot of specialities which are related to Invertis. First, I would say the teaching learning process is very, very important, which is quite unique at Invertis University. And one more thing I would like to add here, At Invertis, every student, we consider every student as a special one. And here, the teaching learning process is unique in a way. We adopted what do you call, a system of learning which is customized learning. It is not a mass approach, it is a customized approach, or rather, we have moved one more step ahead, which is customerized, where the teachers and students are deciding together what is really good for them. So not only the we are taking inputs from the industry people, we are also taking the inputs from all other stakeholders. We are also inviting the corporates, the alumni, and the students, the parents, and they are giving. I mean, they have a very important say in deciding the curriculum, the teaching learning process, and how the things are going to be important for their wards. So this is one thing which I have especially focused on. The other thing is the kind of courses that we are offering. We are offering a lot of integrated course, like Mr. Shubhe have already talked about it in terms of the combinations of the business as well as law. So similarly, we have in other disciplines like BA, LLB, like the arts and the law combination is there. We have courses in the agriculture part. We have the faculty of journalism and mass communications. So likewise, we have different varieties of courses, and not only courses in just the sense of courses, but we are actually contributing significantly to the students so that they are prepared for life.
Fantastic to hear from you, sir. And I hope what a wonderful session this has been in terms of opening our eyes towards the new education system, how this education system is evolving, and according to the latest trends of education, how academicians and institutions needs to change. Sir, there is a query by one of the participants. Just highlight on the value added courses part, Manish sir. Just a
Yeah,
quick
sure.
addition to the value added
Ab-
course part.
Absolutely. There are not only we are focusing on the value added courses, but we are also focusing on the cross cutting issues,
Okay.
right? Because we have a firm inclination towards the holistic development. So in
Right.
case if we try to develop a student in only one direction, the probably the development is not complete. This development is considered to be complete when it is a kind of 360-degree development.
Right.
So not only we are making sure they are good in studies, that means the cognitive part, but they are also being inculcated the behavior part and the other aspect which Dr. Shubho has mentioned, right, from cognitive to affective to cognitive. So all the faculties we are trying to develop. And through these kinds of value added courses, we are actually trying to develop students so that they are absolutely ready to lead the world, right? We are not just preparing for life, we are making sure that they are leading the world. And why I'm saying so, because the kind of alumni that we are having, and they are shining like stars in various fields. We have produced models, we have produced IAS officers, and the corporates, they are leading the corporate world in various capacities, like vice president, and some are even CEOs in different organizations. And they keep interacting with our students and giving them a new meaning of life. But once they interact with our students, it's a different, totally a different ball game out there.
Fantastic, sir. So, students after class 12th, all of you who are attending this webinar should not be confused at all now, because if you want to be leaders in Manish sir's language, Invertis is the place for you. Sir, I think I'm right, sir.
Absolutely, undoubtedly.
So answer has come from sir. Undoubtedly, this is the rightest option. So I, Shivankishore, propose the vote of thanks for this wonderful webinar. A special thanks to our panelists, Dean sir, Manish Gupta sir, and Dr. Subho Chattopadhyay sir, for giving their valuable inputs on career options after class 12th for students and letting us know the USPs of Invertis University. I have heartfelt thanks for the patient audience who have been my students and the other people who have been facilitators in this webinar throughout and have made this webinar a great success in terms of highlighting career options after class 12th. Great thanks to my backend team also, CTPL, which has been greatly engrossed in making this webinar a success. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.